right here on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
Morning, everybody. Welcome to the Daily Digest with Jimi Disu. And you know that on... Let me throw this away. Your phone, put your phone away. Yes. Sorry about that. You know that Fridays is when we focus on what young up and coming people are doing. But before I do that, we didn't have enough time this morning. And I want to pay tribute to NASFAT at 30. The Guardian carries the story, NASFAT at 30 counts blessings. Now, NASFAT, the Muslims would know. NASFAT is called, this is it, Nasrullahi Fatih Society, NASFAT. Is a Muslim group that came up about 30 years ago. And what I know of them, I might be wrong, but my perception of them was that they filled a gap that was quite necessary to propagate propagate Islam. Now, let me explain like I did to Sheriff. If NASFAT had been in existence when I was young, maybe today I would have been a Muslim, because the dilemma we had then was that my parents, my dad, for example, works in the Ministry of Justice. My mother worked in Ports Authority. Friday was Jumat Day, so obviously my father would pray at Jamaatul Islamiyah on the island. My mother would pray if she found herself in Apapa, whatever, and I would be somewhere in school. And so there was nothing on Sundays. And so there was nowhere for us. Jamaatul Islamiyah had some lecture arrangement. I remember listening to the lectures of the late Basil Augusto, QC, who was the chief imam then. But generally, most of us kids then were given to running around, the likes of me, Yori Folani, all of us were just running around. When we were growing up, there was a group called Council of Muslim Ladies. I hope I got that right. My mother belonged to. And occasionally they would organize Quranic classes for us. But that was more a function of them teaching us how to speak Arabic than the Islamic teaching. So a lot of us lost out of it, and I, for example, having gone to a Christian school, just lost it completely. So I remember when NASFAT came, 30 years ago is like yesterday. They filled the gap by now organizing Sunday. First of all, there was this big controversy then on whether Friday should also be a public holiday like Sunday to create a balance. And I remember, I'd like to be corrected, at one point, Alhaji Joseph, Babatunde Joseph, was leading the aspiration for that, but it never came through. Even when we had Shehu Shagari as the president, being a Muslim, it never came through. So what then happened was that on Fridays, Muslims were given time to go to the mosque, but still come back to work. And so NASFAT came up and filled that gap. And I'd like to pay my own tribute to them for what they have done, because at least they haven't lost as many as they are faithful to the other side. And I just like to say that, look, in all honesty, I thank God for the background that I have. In my grandfather's house in Campus, for example, a very old house, so I can't remember when the house was built. But in my grandfather's house is like there are two sides. On the right are the Catholics, and on the left are the Muslims. And everybody has been happy with each other. When it's time to eat frijon, you cross to the right. When it's time to eat another year, you cross to the left. And I wish that we'd continue to live like that. But we have allowed the politicians divide us, because they are the ones that are most responsible for all this. Our politicians and some of our leaders who in self-preservation, for self-preservatory reasons, continue to cause divide between these two religions. And I'm looking forward to the day when we will have, for example, I don't know, Sheriff, if you can correct me. I know there are certain countries, for example, where the same building is used for mosque and for church in the world.
Oh, okay.
Yes. I can't remember where exactly. I haven't had enough time for me to say for certain where that happens. If you do know, I would be glad if you could educate me on that. So congratulations to NASFAT. I'm going to go in search of their leadership and find out and pay tribute to them better on radio. Right, today I have so many children. This Eyitemi she's my child, this one, because I took her to primary school quite a number of times, and she's grown into a big girl. Hey, how old are you now, if you don't mind now?
I'm 31.
31, yes. And I think you were here sometimes last year.
No, 2022.
Is that long?
Yes.
How long have I been here, Shelly? It still looks like yesterday. Oh, yes, we're here 2022. Yeah. And you graduated from where?
Regent University in Ghana.
In Ghana, and
yes.
You studied what?
Psychology and human development.
So how did you now become a mechanic?
Well, I mean...
He is a mechanic. On tomato, say. So run your story by me again. Are you actually involved in the repair of cars, or you facilitate the repair of cars?
Okay, so in order to facilitate the repair of cars, you have to be involved.
Yes.
So I personally went through training, still getting more training, because knowledge is something that we get.
Where were you trained?
Institute of Petroleum Craftsmanship.
No, your first foray into automobile.
I went to the streets, Ladipo.
You went to Ladipo?
Yes, got my freedom. They went to Institute.
Wait. Calm down now. Wait, so when you say you went to Ladipo, you were a mechanic.
Yes, no.
The first of all started by beating you with fan belts, sending you to go and buy rice.
They didn't beat me. But I used to see them beat the other, apprentice.
Oh, so you were an apprentice?
Yes.
How long was that for?
That was 2 years. 2 years.
You were there for 2 years?
Yes.
Learning how to be very honest with me. What did your mom think?
My mom had told me of this story. She had this uncle who was a mechanic, and every time he came to their house, she would go and collect beans money from him, and she would go and buy beans and eat. So she felt that I was paid,
Yeah.
So I'm the, how do they say it now? I'm the one paying the dues for all the beans that she has eaten.
But when you actually did tell her that you wanted to be an apprentice, to be honest with you, a lot of people put their noses up at such things.
Yes.
If they've already been to university and studied psychology, or if I lost a meko, fan belt, send you to go and buy rice and whatever. So you went through is it normally 2 years, or because in your case you were already educated and so on and so forth?
It was because initially I wanted to start with selling car parts, accessories.
Yes.
But I realized that was like too, if you don't know if you don't know the car, you don't know what you're selling. So then I went inside and it took a hold of me.
So for those 2 solid 2 years, now under the apprenticeship, did you pay them or were you paid?
I paid them. But when we go to do jobs, when a guy will give you like at the end of the day, you get like maybe 3,000, 2,000, or lunch. You're also gonna get your lunch money.
And it was a workshop.
It was a workshop open.
Wow.
They'll send me to Paramore. Saying I'll go and use this iron brush to be brushing the plugs, to go and pick those Tokumbo plugs. Go and pick. Or guy says me to buy 6 plugs. The person that is selling plug will tell you, take iron brush. You start brushing it yourself to see if the plug is,
Wow. Now, usually they say during the freedom, you bring drinks and so on and so forth, and then you are told to couple an engine. You did that?
Like you've seen my engine coupling now, the one that I coupled.
Oh, you coupled that?
Yes. Took me a while, though.
I have a job for you. I have a client for you. So on the day of your freedom, your mom was there?
Yes, she was.
Wow. So you coupled the engine like expected?
Expected.
So you are a fully qualified Meko?
Well, personally, I wouldn't say, because and I mean, every day when I get newer problems, what you learn is different from what you would encounter.
Well, because the cars change anyway.
And now with innovation, they've even made it easier, because then, in as much as we knew that the car has 30,000 parts, to figure out the part that is giving you the problem, you can call about 10 mechanics. That's depending on the type of mechanic. But now they've made it very easy. They've added sensor to everything.
Yes.
So you can plug diagnostic scanner, and then it will tell you that this is where the problem is coming from. Unlike before that, they say, drive it, hear the sound. Okay, on Dubai. Okay, essay. Okay, the tire. Shake it up like this. If it's making this noise, if it's shaking sideways, is this.
So actually, in reality, you should be spending less time learning how to be a mechanic.
I know.
Or would you encourage people to be mechanics by themselves? By these diagnosis machines now, very soon we'll almost have them on wristwatches. So you plug your diagnosis machine, and once you know the fault, you change it.
No, but there's something to say about that, because I know a lot of people say, I have a scanner. I can tell my problem. Then they'll go to meet a Gadus and tell him that, okay, this is what's wrong with my car. Remove this one, do this one, and do that. Diagnosis, scanning a car and reading the scanner is just like when you go to a lab, you run blood tests. Like I always say, the car is like the body.
Yes.
You run blood tests. After you run blood tests, the person in the lab will give you detailed or whatever, but you don't know, not even detailed. They'll write it, you carry it to your doctor, then your doctor will not say, okay, bye, loan share. So you can't personally, in as much as you can ask questions.
I will even add that sometimes your doctor has to send it to a specialist.
Yes.
For complete interpretation.
Yes. So in cases where we have, there's some scanning, there's some vehicles that all they need is like an overwrite. You can't do that. Gadus cannot do that. You need a proper.
Who is Gadus now?
Gadus is that guy.
So you run your 8 to 5 as a mechanic?
Yes, more like 24 hours.
And that's what you do for a living.
Because I also sell cars, so as I'm also a dealer on the side, because most of my customers trust me to inspect, consult, and confirm their vehicles, because they know that I will be taking care of it.
You offer, let me blow some small for you. You offer those services to those who want to buy cars.
Yes, so if you want to buy your car and you come to me, so in consultation, inspection, and confirmation that the car is a good buy.
How much do you charge for that?
It's Shamo.
How much do you charge for that?
Well, now it depends on the value of the car. It doesn't have a fix. It depends on the value of the car. It doesn't have a fix. Is it Nigerian used car you're going to buy? It depends. So it doesn't have a fixed price to it.
If it's a Nigerian used for run uncle.
How much I will still collect money, but it's not 15K.
I'm quite amazed that, which tells me that had you been in Europe, if you'd grown up in Europe, instead of going to learn psychology and whatever, you'd have gone to an institute to learn. Do you plan to do that?
Yeah.
But you said you went to some petroleum institute.
Yeah.
What institute is that?
Institute of Petroleum Craftsmanship. So
where's that?
It's here in Lagos.
Are you kidding me?
Yes. So you get certified as an engineer for under the so you get your current certification. So you're certified as an engineer in Nigeria.
As an automobile?
Yes. So it depends on the institute has different courses.
Yes.
So it depends on what you pick.
What did you do?
Automotive electrical and electronics. So that means vessels, trucks, heavy duty trucks, light duty. Yeah. And now
That's
we're moving
amazing.
electrical now. So
and you get certified for that?
Yeah. Very certified. It's government approved.
I never knew this existed.
So to see freedom. To see freedom.
Yes.
Laguara. It has, strength. So you can use it if you want to go outside of the country to apply for jobs.
Are you going outside for the country?
I will now. Mulati jo ita.
Well, this is interesting. So now that you have that certification, before you Jackpot costs a lot of money and takes a lot of planning. Most people don't know that. Before you do that, with this certification now, what do you offer? What are you offering?
I offer the services, how will I say, installation, repairs.
Installation of what? No?
Installation of parts. So normally, when I say parts, that's car repairs, so services. So services. And I'm that mechanic that will not say we should fix it. I don't fix anything.
You change.
Amayo Ademafi Imisi change. So
you have to speak more in English than
my Yoruba is horrible
for our listeners. Yes.
So sorry, I'm skipping. So services like installations, repairs, consultation, and advice. Because sometimes some people will just call me and say, I'm thinking of buying this vehicle. What do you think about it? And then I could give advice, based on, okay, this is what I think, based on where you stay, or maybe your journey from home to office. There are lots of things about cars that we don't know. I think people just buy cars because, okay, Gadus is using, this car. So you buy that car. You don't know the functionality of the car. You don't, then.
But what should determine your choice of car, really?
Well, first of all, your I would say your work, like what kind of work you do.
Yeah.
Then your environment, what kind of roads you're in. Because basic cars, those cars, taxi, in as much as it's basic, it costs you more in the long run because of our roads, So something that is supposed to last, I mean, if it's an off-road vehicle lasts longer.
Now, an off-road vehicle is what we call an SUV.
An SUV, but but not all.
Okay, in terms of, because we have to be very difficult now, and we don't want to talk about brands.
Yeah.
Okay, we are not allowed to do that. But people always put Japanese cars up front, and there's a very popular one. Some people just assume that it's the best to buy. Is that necessarily so?
No, so what they don't know, right? I'm sure if they sit down,
when
they sit down and they do like the whole calculation of what they've spent in a year on that vehicle versus what you've spent in a year on an off-road vehicle, you have spent more on that Japanese.
You reckon?
You have spent more. A quality of products are reducing, quality of parts. Brake pad alone, before, the brake pad that you buy would last you a year, 2 years. Now, it's really, really light. And because, most of, journeys that we do, somebody wants to use their Japanese to Abuja or...
Yes. Okay, we need to take a break. Okay. Thank God I got that. Daily Digest will take a short break, and when we come back, we'll continue.
99.3 Nigeria Info. We'll be right back.
In a world where words hold power, where only the sharpest minds survive, one stage will decide it all. On February 17th, 2025, the battle of intellects begins. The I Beg to Differ Secondary School Debate Tournament returns, where the best young debaters go head-to-head, armed with nothing but facts, logic, and the will to win. Who will stand their ground? Who will outthink, out-argue, and outshine the competition? IBTD Debates Competition Studio reopens February 17th at 4 p.m. Tune in, witness the debates, watch history unfold. I Beg to Differ is proudly supported by Obiwizi. Prize money sponsor, Tollywood College, Lagos. I Beg to Differ, the Tournament of Champions.
To watch YouTube. Not my phone again. Every time YouTube. Oh, mommy, I want to watch YouTube.
You watch YouTube.
Not with my phone. Go and watch TV.
But there is no YouTube on our TV.
That's before. With the new Airtel Smart Router, for just 25,000 naira, you can watch YouTube and more on any TV, even our own TV.
Really? Yay! Thank you, Mommy.
Oh, you're welcome.
Turn any TV into a smart TV with the Airtel Smart Router and watch Nollywood movies, football, and lots more on YouTube with unlimited data for 30 days. Airtel, a reason to imagine.
There are so many distractions taking away the attention of my family, from phone screens to work screens and others. But when my family hears this, when I cook with Devon Kings, We all come together to bond, taking away all distractions. Hey, no phones at my table, please. Oh yeah, let's eat. Cook up unbreakable buns with Devon King's range of cooking oil, margarine, spread, and seasoning. Great for bonding moments. Devon King's, taste that binds. Available across stores nationwide.
Hello, excuse me. This Milo pack looks different. I'm seeing support energy release, BAM, on the pack. Is it the same Milo? No, this one is new and improved. The support energy release means when you give your kids Milo as part of breakfast, you are giving them energy they need to go to school. Ah, I like this one.
Your kids need nourishing energy. Give them the new and improved Milo at breakfast. It has nutrients that support energy release to help them get the most out of their day. Milo, energy to go further.
Milo!
With my golden penny, I did enjoy my first choice, nourishing goodness every morning. Oh, when I have lunch or dinner, quality we deliver. Crunchy snacks, golden penny, serving happiness, nourishing family. Golden penny, yummy golden penny, delicious golden penny, delicious golden penny.
Enjoy happy moments with your loved ones with our delightful range of nourishing, delicious, and satisfying meals from Golden Penny Foods anytime, any day. Golden Penny, home of good food. Serving happiness, nourishing families. Yum.
Life's full of crazy moments that whisper, do you have the guts?
And when your body screams stop, but you need to go one more time, that's Dubai confidence.
Pitching a bold, out-of-the-box idea in a boardroom full of suits? That's Dubai confidence.
That's nervous hand shooting up to answer a question no one else dares to tackle? That's Dubai confidence.
Reaching for that skyscraper high jump? You bet! That's Dubai confidence.
That Dubai confidence comes from wearing the Dubai antiperspirant and deodorant with 48 hours all-round protection. Dubai, own your grind. Available in stores near you.
In the cooking game, you need a winning game plan. I'm not just talking about your fresh ingredients, utensils, or cooking skills. I'm talking about your choice of seasoning. Your game plan is incomplete without Maggi chicken flavor. Made with a flavorful formation of onions, celery, turmeric, it's the game changer. Elevate the taste of your everyday dishes with delicious rich chicken flavor. Oh yeah, let's go.
New Maggi chicken flavor, the game changer.
Hey, here's a question for you. What gets you out of bed in the morning? Is it the sunrise? The sound of your alarm? No, it's that dream, that drive, that unstoppable force inside you. And you know what fuels that drive? It's starting your day strong with the rich, creamy taste of Nescafe Original 3-in-1, carefully crafted from selected coffee beans. So, whatever your hustle, go from maybe or I can't to I can and I will. Nescafe Original 3-in-1. Start strong, finish strong.
It's 2025. The biggest conversations are happening on Hard Facts.
The model of Rebolo was genuinely interested in local government forms who have protested to be cancelled. Somebody is receiving 30,000 naira after serving the country for 5 years.
From the stories shaping Nigeria's future.
And he dumping my mood for that whenever people are clapping, he's praising singers when they ought to be telling him the truth.
I mean, he did not do any remarkable thing in your state, and you are celebrating corruption time.
To real-time feedback from you, the citizens.
There is propaganda. They can never make it work. I will not support that tax reform.
If NBS is turning out very fake data to us because this data lacks empirical evidence.
We dig deep with the decision makers, hold the powerful accountable, and keep the conversation alive on social media. Join Mary Ann Okon every Monday to Friday, 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. for the most interesting news and current affairs show on radio.
I'm so sorry. I hate it when people make assertions from very skewed and biased places.
Hard Facts on Nigeria Info 99.3. Let's talk.
99.3 Nigeria Info, your number one station for talk. Let's talk.
You're listening to Jimi Disu right here on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
Welcome back to the Daily Digest with Jimi Disu. And I still have my baby, my bambino, Eyi, the mechanic. That's the nickname I gave her, Eyi, the mechanic. And when we open up our lines, the number to call would be 0201 465 7190. 0201 465 7190. The other lines are not working, so this is the only line. Of course, you can leave a WhatsApp message on 0809 597 5805. So, before you go, I mean, you went to this Petroleum Institute, right?
Yes, sir.
Does that give you the ability to diagnose problems with petroleum and vehicles? I'm going somewhere. Let me tell you where I'm going. Let me take you there. Recently, we've had different kinds of petrol in the system. Some have been smelly. Some have. There's a particular brand of vehicle. It's an SUV, one of the very upmarket ones. I hear that most people who have those cars have their check engine light on because of the bad fuel. Indeed, I had to dispose of one of my cars for just that reason. Tell me.
Okay, so in
what's going on? Yeah, that
one, for a long time coming, when that particular car comes into Nigeria.
Yes.
Right, and then they say where you depending on the filling station, so you have to do your own research on the filling station, and at the same time,
why?
And the type of fuel, and at the same time also use there are additives, there's octane booster, there are cleaners, there are things that can aid the support to help you clean the fuel.
The fuel is below standard.
It is. So normally we have premium fuel. Outside the country, you have different types of fuel that you can
ordinary,
exactly.
Yeah.
But here, we don't have anything. We just have go to the filling station and buy fuel. Not regarding the fact that I think the automotive industry should actually look into the petroleum sector and really, divide all of these things so that if you're driving a smaller car, the amount you're buying the fuel for is based off on the car you use. So if you're using a bigger car, you're getting the right fuel for your car, which does not affect the combustion of the car. Because when your car the engine runs, it's combustion, air, fuel, but if one thing is lacking, it causes the engine to not operate to its full capacity.
Growing up in this same city, Lagos, when I was growing up as a kid, we have super and ordinary. Later, some company introduced what they called 5-star. Now, the fuel we have now, I usually joke that some of them can't even move a grinding machine, talk less of a vehicle. So what can you do? What is the decision you have to make if you have an upmarket car? Without giving names, what are the guidelines you should follow when you want to buy fuel for your car, for example?
So, for example, like I stated, the boosters and the fuel cleaners.
Do you have to be discerning as to which station to buy fuel from?
First of all, where you get your fuel from
is important.
It's very, very important. I remember seeing online somebody wrote, she got fuel from somewhere, and she was surprised that it lasted long. And a lot of people under the comment section, said the same thing. So where you get your fuel from is very, very important. And how you take care of your fuel tank also is very important, because the kind of the pressure, so your nozzle, servicing of your nozzle, the things that aid the fuel to come into the engine. You also have to take care of them. And normally, remember, I think it was 2022. That was when we had fuel crisis back to back.
Yes. A lot of so many cars looking down.
A lot of filters blocked, because when people go to buy fuel, another thing which is very important. When people go to buy fuel and you see that a tanker is just offloading, don't buy. Just don't buy, because just like the settlements, when they put it down, you have debris and a lot of stuff.
Yes,
they don't settle, so they just go inside your car.
Yes,
so your filter is struggling to filter out the dirt.
Is your phone on?
No.
Yes, sure.
It's on airplane mode.
Okay.
You know,
Go on.
filter out the dirt in order for your full pump, you know, your full pump, the way it is, you know, has the filter, you know, good way. So for it to come out, if the debris has blocked your filter, your pump will struggle to bring out fuel to your car. So even the debris in your filter alone.
I hear that once you have maximum quarter tank, you should buy it. Don't wait until it gets to empty.
Yes, and that as well can also spoil the car, the engine. If you keep driving on with
the lights on.
With lights on. Some people are used to the lights on.
It's a pity because things have now made it such that there was a time I used to fill my tank every Sunday, wherever, you know, so it's always usually on full, but it doesn't work that way now. So what are the, how does one determine which station? Unfortunately, we can't mention them. But we could say, from your experience, at least we know there are two kinds of fuel here. There's imported and the one that's locally produced. Yes. Can we make a distinction between the two?
Well, that would be difficult to, you know, that for me, that would be difficult for me to analyze or, you know, have a say. Because per the imported, you still have different.
Yes.
And yeah.
Does the smell of fuel matter?
That one I don't know.
Yeah, because there was a time, you know, I got to a station and even because of the smell itself alone, I drove out of the station. I don't know. Does that mean it is bad fuel?
Well, that one I cannot see.
You cannot say.
I can't speak on what I'm not sure, but I feel like, you know, I mean, fuel is a composition of, you know, so many things. So if there's something maybe excess or less, just like the way you would buy fuel and then you're driving and the fuel is just burning.
Okay, now when I was growing up was when the Japanese cars were introduced into the market. In the market then we had the Opel, the Volvos, the Mercedes, and I remember 1982 or so when my mother bought a Corolla, 1972 rather, when my mother bought a Corolla, the joke in town was Mama Jimmy Laura Pimping because of the sound. And today the Japanese cars have overtaken the European cars. Now we are seeing new cars coming up from China and so on and so forth. And generally, are they up to scratch?
Well, especially the electric vehicles. Now, electric vehicles are merging. All these brands, you know, that you've mentioned are already now started including electric vehicles or even CNG, you know, which is natural gas. So to make mobility easy. But now with these different types of cars, different types of power that the car uses, so like the electric, for example, there's a certain mileage. And with our situation, I've seen so many electric cars here in Lagos. I know you have seen.
Yes.
And something about that is, you know, we will use something till we know that we have used it. But these cars have their different range of how far you can travel. The CNG, for example, the natural gas, for example, is a short range. It doesn't run. So if you want to fly, if you want to run, you cannot. That's not the car you should be using. You know, it drives at a...
I see. You can't flog it.
You can't, yes. But with the electric, you have, you know, a range of 250 mileage, you know, per...
Yes.
You know, battery per charge.
Which is more economical in the real sense, ultimately.
Economical, the CNG, but you know that you're not running.
I see.
You know that you're
not
running.
So you could use that for public transportation?
So no, your people will be angry.
Really?
I want down photoman, like they're always flying. No, it's not possible. These bus drivers, no.
Really?
Well, and then in as much as, you know, the automobile industry is trying to reduce how much emission, you know, comes out of the vehicle. That's why electric vehicle, CNG, you know, is being introduced.
I was at one of the shopping malls the other day and came across an electric car. But I mean, I almost fell flat on my face when I heard how much it costs.
How much?
Some expensive amount. I can't even remember. I ran out of the shop. So basically, you would still say stick with the petrol cars.
For now, because
Yes.
for electric vehicles, you need to charge. In some areas in Lagos, in some areas that I know, there's so much load on transformers, so much power because new businesses are setting up beside residential areas.
Yeah.
You know, you would they will bring that to next thing your TV is gone. You know,
Yes.
so let alone you charging your car and transformer blows or something. You know, we don't know what the effect is.
So you still stick to the petrol
Let's
car.
still stick to what we have.
Unfortunately, we can't ask you in detail how you can determine the petrol station where. But I think people have it. I think it's fairly common knowledge now, and I put it to test, and I think that I haven't been disappointed. Our lines are now open 0201 465 790. We have a caller. Hello, good morning. Morning.
Hello, sir. Good morning, sir.
Morning.
Yes, sir. Well done, Uncle Jimmy.
Yes.
I'm happy to speak to that.
Yes.
Concerning the CNG that we talked about now, it is correct, but not fully like that.
Okay.
It can run the speed, though. It's really run. My car is running on CNG since February 19th.
Really?
And it's running.
What has your experience been like?
The experience
is it cheaper?
Economical is very, very cheap.
I see.
It's very, very cheap. Though I've been hearing Uncle Jimmy talk about the check engine coming up on his car, so I will not advise Uncle Jimmy to go there. Because Uncle Jimmy is always, the obscurity of the check engine. But to be fair, sincerely speaking, is working fine, sir.
So, on an average, how much is it? Do you fill the gas, right? How much does it cost you to fill your tank?
If I'm on empty tank,
yes,
with a 75 kg cylinder, maybe at worst 4,600.
Are you kidding me?
Yes, 2,000 can take you to Ibadan.
4,600 on a full bar.
I have a candidate. I have an Ibadan-bound candidate too. How much did it cost you to convert to
do what, sir?
How much did it cost you to convert your car to CNG?
As at when I did it, got a little change above 500,000. That was before the thing skyrocketed.
Oh, it costs more now.
Yes, it does.
Yeah, it's very expensive now.
Does it? Did you notice any changes in terms of repairs?
It's seamless. It's very economical. They changed the way I service my engine. I didn't have any reason to top my engine oil before, but now if it goes down, I can just stop it because it's green energy. My oil doesn't go dark the way it goes before.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
So, how much does it cost to convert? Do you know? Can you do?
Currently, like he said, that was last year, 2 years ago. Currently, you have, depending on the whether it's 4-plug, V6.
V6, yeah.
Yes, the price range starts from 800k and above, depending on the cylinder.
So, what do you do? You take out the fuel tank.
So there's at the back, the boots, the cylinders is where the cylinder is placed. Then the engine, there's something done in the engine to connect the gas so that it can work with the gas.
What about the weight of the cylinder on the car?
It doesn't have, just like we have sports cars that run on gas that have, it's at the back. So and then most people get scared that my car will not blow. I remember one time that somebody was asking, it is not cooking gas. It's the body of the gas itself, of the cylinder itself, is cool.
And then come to think of it, petrol is just as bad. So but where do you fill your gas? Do we have many of
we
such
have
places?
where you can fill the gas.
So if I gave you like 1M now, you could convert my car.
Yes, I will.
And then the running cost goes down.
Yes, and in some cases, I remember because I took just a few classes on CNG. I didn't go deep into it, and I was told that there's something you could do, to when the gas. Because somebody what happens when my gas runs out? There's some technique that you can be able to switch to fuel.
You have gas and fuel. All you need next is a match.
But that was, that was something. But like I said, I didn't go deep into it. So I personally don't, have not. No, I can't say.
If you have a Forerunner, those big ones now, and you have to convert it to gas, how much would that cost?
So that's a V6. You're looking at about 1.5, 1.2. Yeah.
So the gas, how much gas will take you to Ibadan and back?
It depends on the so he said he had 75 kg. I don't know what size. So it depends on the size of the gas, but it's not going to be much. Imagine 4,600 naira filling 75 kg. You already do your mathematics.
It sounds tempting, but the funny thing about life is if tomorrow, for example, I get a political appointment that they say is permanent and I have to move residents to an upmarket area, you'll always be apprehensive. And it's part of human, human nature to be apprehensive at any. But I'm beginning to look at maybe now is the time to convert your car to gas.
I think people should actually, people are scared. A lot of people are just scared
I'm
of
scared
war.
Yes.
But honestly, if you like sports cars, you like cars that can fly. They also have, some of them have like the gas, they're gas operated nitro, So I mean.
Okay, let's take a last caller because we will soon have to leave. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. Okay, okay, we have that. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Morning, sir.
Yeah, Uncle Jimmy, this is Romeo calling from Isola. I greet you and your guests.
Good morning, Romeo. How are you?
Morning.
Is Juliet nearby?
Not at the moment, sir.
Okay.
I'm open to candidates.
Go away.
So, Uncle Jimmy, on the matter you are talking of, actually, like on the electric vehicle part, I've always been wondering. We have a certain petrol company that literally changed their names to something energies. I've always thought about, I don't know why the government don't just meet people like this. You can meet them and you can charge your electric cars at this particular filling station since they're already in the space. Like what I mean, they can have, sorry to mention brand, like a deal with Total. Let's say they fit solar panels in the filling stations. You now like try to expand their stations like based on the mileage of the car. At least you know that no matter how much you drive, there's a certain filling station nearby. Then even on the electric cars issue, the damage China has done to the electric industry, they have literally even run Elon Musk out of Asia. The easiest thing we can do, we can also go and get them from China. It's even cheaper. Have deals with China. It's not hard to do. It just takes people to think. I don't know if you heard about till now, Dangote is fighting these NNDR people. We have fuel, but we're still importing. As in Nigeria is a crazy country, honestly.
Okay, thank you very much. Do you think, before you go, do you think we might end up having solar cars?
I mean, we already have electric cars.
We have electric cars, so solar cars are just any minute from now.
Yeah, and what you said about China, because when you said that car was expensive, I was about to tell you that there's so many. They have minibus, tricycle, a lot of electric vehicles
in the market here
in China.
In China,
yeah.
So what does the future have in stock for you? What are you looking at?
Still an amazing mechanic. But better and improved.
Yes. Do you have a workshop of your own?
No, I don't.
So you would you still are on a consulting. So if you get a car to repair, for example, you pay it at the owner's premises?
No, so I have been with a certain workshop, like not one per se, because with mechanic in this field, you can't say you can do it all. So I have certain workshops based on the type of car you have and based on the type of service that I would work on your car. I don't do home service.
You don't do home service?
It does not give me peace of mind.
Yeah, I can understand. I can understand that. Let me take one last caller. Oh, let me read 2 WhatsApp messages.
Okay, let's see. So this person is asking, let your guest share her phone number for some of us who need her services. This is Moses.
Well, we can't do that. That advertising. But what's your full name on Facebook, for example?
Instagram.
Car
Doctor.
Car Doctor.
Yes.
Just look out for the Car Doctor.
Car Doctor Eitemiren.
Yes.
I have another one from Julius. Julius is in Isolo. He says, for me as a good technician, she should know how to repair and not only remove and replace alone.
Well, I think the culture of remove and replace is the Western world. Nobody wants to faff around.
Well, what he's saying, right? Yes. I have, because if I didn't go through, like I said to you, I built a car, like I fixed the car from the scratch. I repaired and I saw what it cost me. And I would not pull my customers to make them pay for a repair, then come back and now tell you, okay, we have to buy a new one.
Yeah.
They tell you that iron engine is what you can repair. You repair, you go and buy a new one.
Yes.
So there's,
Shade is acknowledging that she got her muffins.
Oh, she's got her muffins.
Yes.
This prayer is very long. Dollars, pounds, euro, naira. She enjoyed the muffins. Very good. I'll pass the message on. The second gentleman, we don't have his address.
No, we don't.
We don't. And there was a gentleman also who won a shirt. And I've just been told at the reception that he won a shirt about 2 months ago. He's refused to come and collect it. The ladies downstairs will try it on one of these days. And that's it. Off it goes. We got to go. Thank you very much for coming.
Thank you so much.
I'm extremely proud of you.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, one of my children. I'm extremely proud of you. And I wish you all the best. Okay? Remember, if you want to get in touch today, you just type Car Doctor.
Eitemiren.
Car Doctor. That's why we'll end it up for today. I'd like to thank Sheriff. I saw him nodding his head. Babanche calculation, it was all kinds of calculation.
He's going on CNG.
He's going on Baba has to go to Ibadan, so he don't know what to go on CNG or electric. I'm beginning to think, so I don't know where I'm going to end up. I'll be back tomorrow, God willing, 9 o'clock in the morning. The Discourse with Jimi Disu brought to you by MTN. Until then, stay cool. Bye.
.3 Nigeria Info. We are more than just radio. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at Nigeria Info FM. Check us out on Facebook at Nigeria Info 99.3. Follow us on Twitter at Nigeria Info FM and on Instagram at Nigeria Info FM Lagos for live updates as it happens. 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.